Hi, beautifuls. Welcome back. I'm live for you. I don't know why I'm in this singing mode today. So I wanted to do a live talking about something very important that's been coming up with my client sessions today. And I want to share that with you. And that is that you cannot hide, you cannot run, you cannot avoid, you cannot escape your own beliefs that you have within you. And this is a little bit like Everyone As You Pushed Out, what we're going to be talking about today. And I think it's really helpful. Watching my clients' expressions today with this has been so much fun. When they get the aha moment, they're like, holy crap. Yes. And I want to share that with you all and how you can change that. All right. So thank you for those of you who are new, or for those of you who are coming back. Welcome back. And I'm Rose, and I am a success and confidence coach. And I help you get out of your way so that you get what you want and have it your way. All right. And that first thing that you must do is build the trust within yourself, or confidence, or change your self-concept, or whatever you want to call it, your self-image. All these are all the same things, right? But you must trust in yourself so that you can have what you desire. Hi, Alice. Welcome. So we're going to be talking about how you cannot avoid or run away from your own beliefs. Another way to look at this is talking about your mirror, right? You can't run away from the mirror. And your mirror is your life. And everything that you see in your life, everyone that is in your life, hi, Guy, is reflecting you. Well, what exactly are they reflecting? They're reflecting your beliefs, or like Neville called them, your assumptions. So your assumptions are the same thing as a belief. So whether you want to call it, doesn't matter what you want to call it. So we can't avoid hiding from our own belief systems. Let me give you an example of somebody that I was speaking with today. And this is very common and popular, and to call people toxic or narcissist and give them these labels. Now, for those of you who know, I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I've been practicing for years. And I was trained, and I had to diagnose people because of the profession. Because when you are a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, you have to give a diagnosis to someone when you do treatment, and you have to create a treatment plan. And also, if you want to get paid by an insurance company or a hospital, you have to diagnose someone. So in other words, diagnosing is giving someone the label to all of their symptoms. And after doing this for so long, I'm not really comfortable using labels on people. I felt uncomfortable many times diagnosing people just because I had to, right? When I knew very well that they were just going through something in their life, it doesn't mean that they had something wrong with them. So I'm not a big fan of labeling people for many reasons. And one of the top reasons that I'm not a fan of calling anyone toxic or narcissist or any of those things is because I believe that people can change. And I used to tell all my clients this, and I said, you know what? If I didn't believe that people could change, then I would be out of business as a therapist. Imagine that. If I didn't believe that people could change, then what the hell was I doing being a therapist? And how the hell was I going to stay in business if I didn't believe that people can change? So all people can change. All people can change. In fact, the one thing that we can count on, that I've talked about over and over again on my different videos, is that you can count on change. And science is changing. Everything changes. We change. Every second we're changing. So change is possible in anybody and everybody. So Doesn't matter what your situation is right now. It doesn't matter what you have manifested, right? You can experience it, and change is possible. You can go from being in one state or one situation, or whatever it is, relationship wise or financial. You can change your circumstance. I don't care what it is. You can change you can be healthy. All of these things are possible. We have no limits. So change is possible, which is why I don't like labels, and I didn't like diagnosing people with labels and diagnostics, because no one is stuck. I forgot where I read this, a quote, and you're not a tree. You're not stuck. We can change. We are so malleable. And having this, waking up to this power of that you are in charge of it all, that we can change everything. We can change everything about ourselves. We can change about our circumstances, the things around us, the people around us. Everything is subject to change. And it all depends on where you put your focus. So getting back to the beliefs, right? You can't run from your beliefs. You'll see why this is important, because this person was talking about toxic people. And I shared with her that I am not a fan of labels. And when I talked to her further, I was explaining why. And I said, if you label someone as toxic, right, what happens is a lot of people want to run, right? You either want to run away from toxic people. I've worked with people and they said that they want to either avoid toxic people. They start labeling people as toxic. They read books, they get self-help, they get therapy, all this stuff to how to avoid a toxic person, right? How to avoid not being with a toxic person. And I'm just like, okay, well, first of all, this is not how this works, all right? You have to ask yourself. And also, she was describing how it feels so draining when she was with a toxic person in a relationship. And I said, here is what we have the responsibility of doing. Asking yourself, how did you end up in a toxic relationship over and over and over again, right? How did you end up in that relationship, in that kind of relationship over and over again? Because it's easy and tempting to want to blame another person and hold another person responsible, right? And blame them and say, well, they're a bad person, they're toxic, and this is where the labels come, right? Because if I do that, then that means that you get to be the victim. You get to have people say, woe is you, poor thing. Why do you have bad luck? Why do you always end up getting these horrible relationships? You didn't do anything wrong. You poor little thing. Let me pet your hair, right? You poor little, you get to play the victim role. You get to play the victim card. You get to, get help so that someone can help fix you. Do you see this is so disempowering when you label and blame someone else, and so that you can play the victim and you can be the one, poor, I didn't do anything wrong. This is where I have a problem with it, because we're not victims. We are not powerless. We are powerful. We're unstoppable. We don't have any limitations. We can have whatever the hell we want. We don't have rules. There's nothing that can stand in our way. You have the unlimited power. You're God. You're the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? So to put yourself in a situation of calling someone else a name or giving them a label just so that you can feel better about yourself, or you can feel like the victim, right? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you give your power away to something or someone else so that you can have an excuse as to why you made that decision? Instead, right, ask yourself, why do I keep selecting these kind of relationships? The funny thing is that further talking to this person, I realized that all her areas of her life had a flavor of this. And I'm going to get to the belief here in a second, right? So notice that professionally, right, she was in a profession that requires her caring for patients. And these patients are very needy and annoying, right? And so she finds herself being drained and tired and exhausted from their neediness, right? And then if you look further into the rest of a person's life, it'll show up like in the friendships, in your family, professionally, in romantic relationships, in the people that you work with, in the neighbors, everything and everyone around you has this same aura, this flavor of toxic, right? Well, what is toxic? Remember, it drains you. You have to blame them because they're bad, right? It's their fault. Woe is you. Do you see how? So if you have a belief of you're not good enough and you're not deserving of having healthy, wonderful relationships, and this is what you grew up used to seeing toxic or problematic or chaos, right? You can very well have the belief, not everybody, everyone's different, right? You can have the belief that you're not good enough, you're not deserving of having an amazing relationship, amazing success, professionally, personally, romantically, and that you're not deserving of this, right? So you don't want to address. This is what people would do when I would see them in therapy too. It's like they'd come in and start complaining about their spouse, that they're toxic. So then they would want to talk about that relationship and how to have healthy romantic relationships. And then maybe like they would do that and work on that. And then later, 6 months, a year later, they'd come back and they're like, okay, well, now I'm having all these problems with these relationships at work. These people are needy, demanding, they're mean, they don't appreciate me, they're disrespecting me. Do you see? And then they would come in and talk about how their business isn't working because all these people are so demanding and they're giving so much and they're not appreciated. Do you see the flavor of the I'm not good enough and I'm not deserving? Your belief will express itself in all areas of your life, not just one. And the beliefs, I see them as very creative on how they end up expressing in your life. And depending on your lifestyle and what is in your life, the belief will express itself in so many ways, with strangers, with work, with people, with your pets, with your everything, with your interaction with money, everything. Your belief will express itself in all these areas of your life. So when I was talking to her about this, she was just like, holy crap. She's like, I didn't really realize that. And it all comes down, you don't have to go around, like I said, changing the dynamic of how do you have a healthy relationship, and how do you have a better co-working relationships, and how do you have a better relationship with your kids, right? It's all putting out little fires if you do it that way, versus if you just go back to you, come back to home base and realize, wait, I have this belief that I'm not deserving, right? You figure out, okay, that's easy. You must feel like you don't deserve to have a relationship. These are very common, like not feeling deserving, not feeling good enough, not feeling enough, like you're enough of a person. You don't have enough to offer, enough to give, right? You're not feeling like you're whole and complete, right? And I get it, because most people are raised this way to externally get their approval, externally get their validation, externally get their needs met, externally be praised, externally be loved, externally be soothed, externally, like being told that I'm good enough and I'm pretty enough and I'm sexy enough and I'm smart enough to have whatever I want. This is how we're all raised, and we're taught to seek it instead of be it. And even Neville says you must be that which you seek, right? We have to become the version of ourselves that we want to be. And the way that you do that is by going within, and you give yourself that which you are seeking outside. I was talking to another client right before I hopped on here too, is we were talking about the same thing, right? It's like if if she was talking about her feeling insecure in her relationship. And I said, well, if you keep going to your partner for feeling secure and have him reassure you and telling that everything's going to be okay and that you're good enough and pretty enough and all that, I said, you know what you're going to do is you're just setting yourself up in him to constantly fulfill you versus you doing it. And before you know it, the demise of that relationship is underway, because that is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So we can manifest wonderful things, but if we don't change the container, meaning us, ourselves, and our beliefs and how we see ourselves, then we can manifest this thing and then it leaves, whether that's money or people or whatever. So you want to change your beliefs, because you can't run from your beliefs, people. They are constantly in your face. You want to know what you believe? Look at your life. You want to know what beliefs you have that are alive? You want to know how you see yourself? Take a look at your life. Take a look at how people treat you, how they talk to you. Take a look at, if you succeed in things or if you sabotage your success before it even gets a chance, right? Somebody who will get to the finish line and then they don't pass, they scale back because they have beliefs inside of them that they're not either worthy or they're not good enough or that they're not smart enough, right? Or pretty enough or whatever. And this to me, in all those years that I did couples therapy, why I saw so many couples divorce and fail because they didn't believe that it was possible. They had more beliefs inside of them that the divorce rate is high and that this is what couples do and they argue and the romance is gone, all of this stuff. I had another person yesterday reach out to me too and talking about the same thing, that he was looking for more excitement in his life and he's happily married. And I'm just like, well, why are you looking for more excitement in your life? I'm like, are you going to do that for yourself? And he's like, no, I want it to with someone else. And I said, well, then when that is over, what's next? I said, you're never going to stop. I said, because you have to give it to yourself. You have to be that which you seek, and then you feel fulfilled. So it never works any other way. Everything and everyone is you pushed out. They're showing your beliefs, and beliefs are cool because they show up in really cool ways, right? And they can show up in really cool ways showing you're like, oh, damn, right? This is what I believe because look at this keeps happening. And when you change the belief, guess what? And you change the belief in the way you want it to, the way you want to see yourself, the way you want to see the world, then guess what? You get to experience this in really cool ways, and it just shows up everywhere. You don't have to be like micromanaging exactly this, exactly this, exactly this, and fixing these little fires or problems out, because your new belief about I'm good enough, I'm beautiful, I'm deserving, I get everything that I want, right? All of those things, those are just going to be sprinkled into your life everywhere. You'll just, all you have to do is focus on you, change a conception of yourself, and you would change your world, right? That's what Neville said. So if you change the within, the without changes. You don't even have to constantly be looking at every little thing in your life to try to change it, because it automatically is going to change it. And that is where it gets fun. It gets so much fun because it's like a constant surprise. Like every day I feel like it's surprise day, right? Like I can't wait to see what else is going to happen for me today, right? Because I know that the more I change me inside and that focus on me inside, that the more fun things that I get every day. And I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. I can't wait to see what's going to happen today. It's like a little kid with Christmas, right? So I hope that this helps, because so many people that I work with and I talk to, they don't get it. They're just still, they want to hold on to their victim mindset and blame people, label people. Like drop the labels. Okay, drop the labels and labeling people as like evil or toxic or narcissist and all these things, because one, people can change. Two, you're so powerful, you can keep them in that state of being toxic or being narcissistic or being a bad person in your world, your perspective, right? Your definition of bad. There is no common knowledge. There is no common sense. There is no common nothing. It's just you deciding what you want to experience in your reality, in your world. There's nothing common. I don't even like those words of common knowledge, common sense. Bullshit. It's just whatever you want to experience is what keeps showing up in your world. It's your reflection, and we can't hide from it. It is what it is. So the more you get real with yourself, the faster you change everything. But the more you fight and say, no, it's not my fault, it's their fault, and fine, then have a happy life doing that, right? But if you want different, you want better, and you're tired of the Groundhog Day of every day looks the same, and then you walk around like Eeyore, woe is me, nothing's changing, right? That's because you're not changing, but you want everything around you to change. You want the world to change, and you want everything to be happy and wonderful, and you want to be a multimillionaire, and you're like, nothing's happening for me. I'm Eeyore. you have to do the work inside, even though you feel initially that it's not working. You keep persisting. You're like, no, I don't care what I'm looking at. I don't care what I see. I don't care that this doesn't look like nothing's changing. I don't care. I already said what I wanted and I get it. So that's the circumstances don't matter. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy what I have here. Fine. It's not my favorite, but I don't care because I know what I'm getting. And I don't care if it looks like nothing's changing. I don't care if it looks like Groundhog's Day. I don't care because I'm tired of falling for this BS that I don't get what I want because I know who I am. So I'll just read you guys real quick. Hi, yay. I've been listening to your sleep affirmation 11. Awesome. Heck yeah. Hello, Alfonso. How are you? How was your day? I'm doing great. Hi, Nikki. Hey, I manifested you doing a live that I can attend. Well, there you go. You see how fast you are? Who says I'm not a creator? So I have a question. How do you feel about timelines and manifesting anything? There are no timelines. When you manifest something, like I love what Neville says, when desire falls upon you, it's done. Meaning as soon as you say, I want a new car, it's done. Meaning you've manifested it, okay? Once you desire something, you thought of it, you're just like, yeah, I want that. It's done. The manifestation is finito, right? So we're instant manifestors, and the only reason it feels like there's a delay is because we have to get out of the way. And what I mean by that is get out of our way with our own bull crap, or our limitations, our stories, our beliefs, all that crap that you've been taught and that you've been keep repeating in yourself on autopilot in the background. That's all we're doing is we're getting out of the way. We're unlearning that we don't have limitations. Right? We're unlearning all these limitations. Like I said on my last video, we're not learning to manifest. You're doing that naturally. We're just unlearning limits. That's what we're doing. Okay? So it's just dependent on you. You can manifest in a timeline. You can manifest. I personally don't like putting time crunches or numbers, on stuff. And because I know that the more that I just back off and take my foot off the gas, that just the faster things come in. So I'm just like, I'm good. Take it over, universe. It's on you now. I already told you what I wanted. Now make it happen. Okay. That's my personal preference. Hi, Aaron, one of those best gurus I've ever met. We love you, Rosie. I become from distance. Oh, thank you. Aron Poma. Cincy, thank you, Coach. You're welcome. Needy. I woke up and the thought, wow, my life is amazing, but it's really not. Should I try to make a scene or leave it as an inner convo? Your life is amazing. Remember, as within, so without. The outside, what you're looking at, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're touching, what you're smelling, that's an after show, right? That's like the leftovers. What we're experiencing is a rerun, because the original, the first season, the first episode already happened in the mind. Now we're watching a rerun of our old thoughts, old beliefs, old imaginings. So your life is amazing. It is amazing. Right? Because you already saw the first season, first episode. Now you get to watch it again when it gets replayed in this 3D world. Get it? Because once you get that it comes in here and then it goes out there, game on. What is the difference between being a therapist and being a coach? What made you switch? I love you. Oh, love you too. So being a therapist, I went to grad school and I got licensed and all that stuff. And therapy is helping people process their problems, thoughts, feelings, emotions, learn emotional mastery, regulation, stabilization, all of that within. And it's usually using some theory some taught theory that we learned in school. And my preference was actually using Alfred Adler and cognitive behavioral therapy and choice theory. And the funny thing is, without knowing back then, I was using theories that were very self-empowering, meaning it put the person in charge of their reality. And other theories required you like processing, coping. It's like coping through your feelings, learning to deal with the feelings and emotions, learning strategies and skills on how you can deal with life now that you've been diagnosed with whatever it is that you were diagnosed with, and how to be functional and have a healthy, happy life within the realms of whatever it is that you were diagnosed with. And so that's pretty much in a nutshell with therapy, is learning how to deal with it. And so for me, it didn't work anymore. It did not align with who I am, because I love to empower people, and I'm very much of a like, what do you want? Okay, let's go make it happen, right? I'm very action oriented, and in therapy, it's more about processing, not as like a coach gives you an action plan and says, okay, let's do it. Let's go. So therapy ends and then coaching begins, right? So therapists are not trained coaches, or they're not trained to, and it's not even ethical in their practice to help people reach milestones and goals like life stuff, like professions, like business, money, those kind of things. It's more about you dealing with the mental health aspect of a person. So that's the difference. I love coaching because I don't want to keep people in a victim state anymore. We're too freaking powerful. We are not victims. And we're here to have whatever the hell we want it, how we want it, when we want it. And we don't have limits, right? We heal ourselves. We can do whatever the hell we want. We are unstoppable. We are literally unstoppable, and we can have it our way, and we can have whatever the hell we want. We don't have limitations. We don't need anyone to tell us that we're sick. We don't need anyone to tell us that we're broken, or that we have to deal with something or cope with something, or learn some coping mechanism. It's like, I just did not enjoy all that. But I'm going to tell you, but because we are divine beings in human being bodies, that there may be a time in your life that you might need to go see a mental health therapist, and that is okay. You know why? Because your human being body, right, might need the extra support. It might need the support right now just to get you to a place of being stabilized and feeling okay. Like, I'm okay. Like, I can get up every day. I can function. I can shower. I can take myself to work. I can eat. I can take care of myself. Because some people need that little extra help. And that's where therapy can be beneficial for someone, just to get them to a functioning place where they're stable and they're feeling, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Right? That it's not the best and it's not the worst, but at least I know I'm okay. And it's okay to seek help for that, right? But once you're feeling stable and you're okay, then you can lean back into manifesting and coaching and that kind of thing, where you're not having to struggle against feeling like you can't even get through a day, or like you can't even take a shower. Because I used to work with those kind of people where they were barely being able to get out of bed to come see me, and they can barely survive a day. And I was talking people, off of, the, so to speak, ledge, right, where they wanted to end their life. And so it was very extreme, the therapy at the beginning. And then that was when I worked in emergency rooms and I did a lot of psych evals. And then I moved into private practice, where it was more about daily living and feeling like wanting more confidence in themselves, or dealing with anxiety, depression, and those kind of things. So I always say coaching picks up where therapy leaves off. And there are some therapists out there that say that they do both, but ethically, we're not legally supposed to. It's either or. Okay, that's why I'm very clear that I do not provide therapy. I am a coach. Okay, but I still hold my license in case I want to activate it again and go back to it. I don't have any plans on doing that. But I love being a coach and I love working with people all over the world. And that's the other thing that I'm allowed to do now as a coach. And you can't as a therapist. You have to see your clients within the state or city that you live in and that you're licensed in, or the country that you're licensed in. And as a coach, you can work with people worldwide. So a lot of the psychology stuff, though, is like just it's there, like all my knowledge and education and background with it. I incorporate a lot of how the mind works, the brain works, and the body works, and how human beings function. I incorporate that a lot in my programs, my courses, and those kind of things. It's not therapy, but I do incorporate a lot of my education background in what I do. So, which is why I just try to, I'm myself. I'm myself and I talk like myself, but I also, it's like natural for me to speak to people in a way that I know that they're going to get it at a pace. They'll get it initially if you're new to manifesting. And then as you obviously grow, you're like, you don't need baby food. You just need the steak and the potato, right? The beginning, there's a lot of new people on my channel, a lot of new people that come to work with me that are not familiar with manifesting. So I speak to everyone, not just I don't assume that you already know everything and that everything about manifesting. I know the higher self of you knows it all. You don't need me, right? I speak to people that are new and they're getting introduced to being their powerful self. So remember, I'm helping people get out of their own way so that you can get what you want. That's what I'm doing, because you already know how to manifest. I'm not teaching you how to manifest. I'm just helping you get out of your own way. That was a long explanation. I don't know if I've ever explained it in that much length, so thanks for asking. For how long consisting in something is normal? Some say that if you persist in something more than 3 weeks and nothing happens, something is wrong. That's a belief. Do you want to believe that? I've had some things that didn't manifest for a few months, or even couple of things like a couple years, but everything has its own timing. Even Neville said that, right? Manifesting is instant. The only thing that delays it are our beliefs, and also things play out, right? Like the manifestation that I was talking about was a move, and it wasn't even on purpose. I didn't even have a desire to move, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So one time I was living in Chicago, because I've lived in Chicago on and off over 10 years. And one time I was living in Chicago and I flew out to LA, and I was at the beach at Venice Beach, and I saw the street sign and it said Rose Avenue. And I looked up and I said, oh, how funny. And I took a picture of it, and then I posted it on my Facebook on my timeline. And I said, oh, I found my street. That's it. That's all I did. I didn't plan. And during that time, I was like, oh, it'd be so nice to live by the beach, blah, blah, blah. It would be nice. But I didn't say, I want to live on Rose Avenue. I didn't do any of that, okay? I didn't even I was just like, oh, it'd be cool to live by the beach. And that's all I said. Okay. So then fast forward, right? Like what? 2 years after that, let's just say around 2 years after that, or 3 years after that, I was leaving my apartment. I had moved to LA, and I was leaving my apartment, and I looked up, and guess what street I was living on? Yep, Rose Avenue. And it hit me 3 years later that I had said, it's my street, literally. That is a literal manifestation. Do you see? So all of these things had to happen, or I had to have the desire to move, the business, right? I had already moved from one apartment to another in LA, right? So that all this organization happens so that I can stand there that one day and look up and say, it's my street. Do you see? So everything is getting organized. Everything happens. Now, again, that wasn't something that I had the strong desire for or anything, but manifesting is instant. Once you have the desire falls upon you, it's done right there, right? And all we do is get out of our way and focusing. We claim what we want, get clear on what you want, and then you persist in knowing that it's done. That's all we have to do. right? That's all that manifesting is. And you all already master manifestors, all of us, we all are. Okay. But getting out of our own way is like all the beliefs and stories and the crap that we've been told that we can't about time, and that you can't, you're too old, you're too young, you're too short, right? Your finger's too big, your finger's too little, whatever, all this crap, all these stories of you're not good enough, and that you're good luck, or you can't have that, and only lucky people get this. And think about all the stories like I mentioned in my last video. That's what we're doing. We're just getting out of the way, clearing that out. All right. Okay, Nikki, understood. I'm going to continue the 8-hour meditation in the meantime. I love your channel. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, just continue that. One of my clients today was telling me that her and her man, both of them together, listen to it at night, because he said, I want to listen to it too. He said, I could use a little bit of feeling zen with Rose at night. I started laughing. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, some couples somewhere listening to me. And I think in there I say, like, you're oozing sexiness. And that was so funny. The comments that he made about that were really funny. But she's my client, but he wants to listen to it too, because he said he's just been feeling so good with it. And so, and you see, and the funny thing is that these are not even this couple that I'm talking about. They're not even seeing me for manifesting. They're coaching with me for business and different things. But whether they like it or not, their beliefs are changing, and they're going to see the ripple effects of their new beliefs changing just by listening to that. That's the cool thing. I have this thought that delays me about my manifestation because it doesn't let me concentrate, and I don't want it. How do I get rid of it? Is there a technique? No, there's no techniques, right? It's if you're wanting it, you don't believe that it's yours, okay? And not believing that you can have it, right? Could be. And if you don't believe that it's yours, you're still wanting it. You see, so you can't believe that it's yours, which is what we were told to do, like by Neville. Your failure to believe that it's yours is why you don't have it, right? So you can't believe that it's yours and want it at the same time. Choose one. Do you want it, or do you believe you already have it? Right? And so and a lot of times when you don't believe that it's yours is because you don't trust in yourself. You don't trust in this process. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that it's possible, right? Maybe you don't believe that you're good enough to have it, or you're deserving of it, right? So I would just suggest that you listen to the meditation, right? And just focus on yourself, not the thing of the manifestation. That's personally what I do when I'm wanting something too much. I'm like, nope, that thing has too much power over me. I'm not liking this, so I'm going to go back within. I'm deserving. I'm good enough. I get whatever the hell I want, and I'm just going to focus on me, because changing your self-concept, you can change the world. So I'm not going to focus on the thing, the person, the car, the money, whatever. I'm going to focus on me, because that's what I know that's where my power is. Why would I focus on anything else other than me? So if maybe I'm not feeling strong enough, I don't feel deserving enough, maybe whatever, it doesn't matter. Just focus on you. I'm going to focus on building my confidence up, building my trust in myself. Whether it's for the thing, it doesn't matter. It's just, why not do it to feel good anyway? Why not do it to help yourself feel good anyway? Okay. And no matter what, even if you feel like you don't believe enough, even if you feel like you're not good enough, even if you don't feel anything, you can still get what you want. You don't have to believe. You don't have to have 100% undying faith and trust in yourself to manifest, right? But don't you want to keep it? Right? And that is why you want to go within and focus on changing your concept of yourself, because your manifestation's done. It is yours. It is on its way. And all you have to do is remain faithful and persist. It's like, nope, this is mine. I don't care what I see. I don't care what this doubting thought that I'm having. I don't care if I think it's taking too long. I don't care. It's fine. I don't care. Nothing can get between me and my desire, period. Okay? So even including your own thoughts, your own feelings, everything, that's all resistance. It's all your limitations that you're putting on yourself, saying that because of this thing, I don't have my thing. So you're just affirming that you can't have it. So you're manifesting for your desire not to come. Do you see? So just start saying, you know what? I don't feel good about this. I don't like this. But I still can get what I want, even though I feel this doubt, even though I feel like it's taking too long, even though it feels like Groundhog's Day, even though I don't see anything moving, I still get what I want because I said so. That's it, because I said so. And in the meantime, I don't like how I feel. I don't like this distrustfulness. I don't like this disbelief. So I'm going to focus on me and change my self-concept and say, I am good enough. I do believe. I choose to believe. I choose to believe this. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to trust in myself. I'm worthy. I'm deserving of the best. I deserve to be successful in my business, with money and love and relationships. I deserve this. I'm good enough. I get what I want. There are no more rules. Do you see? So it's both. I personally find that that is the most successful thing to do. It's like, one, you don't have limits. So no, you don't have to be perfect to manifest, but don't you want to keep it? Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Sharon, thank you. Nita Reedy. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have it. You have really helped me so much. Mountains are moving for me. Yes. I can't wait to hear about the mountains. I want to hear about the mountains. Move, mountains, right? There's a Bible verse that says it's like, if you tell the mountain to move, it will move. You know what mountains in the Bible mean? Doubt, circumstances, people, things, all of those. That's what that Bible verse that's what that Bible verse means about mountains. It's like, if you tell a mountain to move, it will move. That you have the power to tell a mountain to move. That's what mountains are. They're doubts, circumstances, fears, thoughts. You tell it, gone, be gone, and it has to be gone. That's how powerful you all are. Okay. So don't underestimate your power, your badassery, queens, kings. All right. You guys have it all. You just got to keep focused on what you want and say, I don't care. I don't care if I have doubts. I don't care if I have disbelief. I get what I want. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Right? That's all you have to do. I don't care. I get what I want. I don't care. I don't care if I feel like this. I don't care. Oh, nothing's changing? Okay. I don't care. Oh, I can't have, you're saying I can't have it? Okay. I still get what I want. I don't care. Do you see? It's, Neville says, you must be like an impudent child. Have you seen an impudent child? Like, I want it. I want it. When are we getting there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I want it. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's like you have to be that impudent. It's like insistent. It's like, no, it's mine. I don't care. Nothing can get in my way of my desire. So you have to answer yourself and be your own cheerleader, right? It's like, can I have this? Yes, I can. But it's not here. So what? No news is good news. That means something's working. Do you see? Make everything happen come to your favor, right? Twist it all around to make it mean something wonderful. All right, my loves. Love you all, girl. I'm sharing the hell out of this show. Every girl should hear you. Aw. Thank you, Alice. Yes, yes, yes. Share it away. I love that you guys share this information with other people, because I know there's a lot of coaches and YouTubers out there that are amazing. And I have some cool ones, that I've watched before too. So, but there's something for everyone, and not everyone fits everyone. That's what I learned. And everyone has a different learning style, teaching style, or just comfortability, right? Some people just don't rub you the right way, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just not for you. So this is just my version and how I talk about manifesting. I love Neville, but Neville's not the end all be all. He's a teacher, not the teacher of, we have to worship Neville. No, I worship myself. I'm the queen. You're the king, right? Teachers, coaches, books, all of these are just people that we can learn from, but they don't all have the answers. You have all the answers within you. I can't give you the answers. You have your own answers within you. I can never trump the divine intelligence that you have within you. I'm just helping you to see it more, to get out of your way so that you can tap into that power and just be on your own merry way and get whatever the hell you want and send me a postcard or a present. I'll receive those. I genuinely hope it happens for everyone. Yes, of course. Neville says our imagination is God and we should honor it. How do we do that? By saying, yes, thank you. I will take that $1 million. That's how you honor God. But when we dishonor God is when we have disbelief. Got it, Aaron? When you dishonor God is because you refuse to believe that it's yours. That's how you dishonor God. That's sin. Sin in the Bible is negative thoughts, negative thinking, that doubt. That's what sin is in the Bible. Sin isn't having sex before you get married, right? Unless you believe it, right? That's not what it is. Sin is doubt and negative thoughts that you can't have what you want. That's going away from God. That's turning your cheek from God, right? That's turning away from him and dishonoring him, right? Honoring is accepting and being an open vessel and allowing the desires that come to you to be received and to fulfill, because that's why we have them. We're here to express our desires that we are given. We're here to enjoy them, have them. We're here to want and then receive. Right? Like Ariana's song, I want it, I got it, right? Same thing, right? So we're here to have what we want, and that is how we honor the God within us, is by saying, yes, thank you, I'll take it all. All right. Yes. You're welcome, Rose. Love your name. All right, my love, so I'm going to go. So I just wanted to come on here and say thank you. And remember, your beliefs, you cannot run away from your beliefs. They are just in your face, constantly showing up, showing you what you believe to be true. You can't run from it. Just look at your own life and you'll see what you believe to be true. And that includes people, coaches, YouTubers, me, everyone and everything is just showing reflection of you, of your belief. So if you don't hear something that you like and you're just like, ew, do I like that? You have the right to say no. And you're like, well, I don't believe that to be true. I don't care if he swears up and down and says that's the right way. I don't care. That's good. Good for him. I don't want to believe that. I'm going to believe this instead. That's my truth. That is our power. That is what we're able to do. And then whatever you believe to be true is what you will experience. So choose wisely. Choose what is going to work in your favor. Who cares about what everybody else wants and thinks about your beliefs? Choose your own. Okay, don't worry about it. Stay in your bubble. If you look at all these successful people on TikTok and everywhere else they talk about, they became successful when they start giving a crap about whatever everyone else was thinking. Who cares? Just focus on you. Be self-centered, right? Center yourself in yourself, your thoughts, your desires, your wants, right? And the more that you give to you, the more that you have to give to everyone in your life, because everyone around you gets the best of you when you're giving the best of you to yourself. All right, my loves? Okay, I will see you guys soon. I love you so much. And yes, keep letting me know about your stories. I'm loving your emails, your messages about how listening to this meditation is helping you guys. And I love hearing it from you guys. So I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.